I want to give an update on my reef system. Obviously it's very different than it was before. Still have the original 75-gallon reef display. A little more space for everything now. But I added these two 80-gallon Deep Blue Frag tanks. The top one is going to be SPS. Got the colonies on the left side here and all the frags on the right side. So far all the fish have been getting along pretty well. They were all together before in the old system in the 40 breeder, but they did start picking on one of the Azuri damsels, so he's been moved out. And the reef lobster's in here. You can see his claws right there. So far he's behaving. If he keeps doing that, he'll get to stay. I've got a bunch of different monopore going, bird's nest, some acro, blue or purple stylophora. We've got a pink bacillopora, we've got the orange digitata, and then I got that big green bird's nest colony. Down here we've got the pair of black and white clowns. They've got their pot, they've got their own little space for now. I'll get some more fish in here to help with maintenance, but in general it's going to be their space first. Here's some green hairy mushrooms. They were all loose, so they're getting a nice little low flow spot protected by those big rocks so they can settle in on those little pieces of rubble. And then I got the little bright orange Leptoceras, a few different zoanthids, some mushrooms. Definitely going to get some more stuff going in here now that I finally have the space to do it. Little Halloween hermit saying hello. One problem with my plans was because the top 80-gallon drains into the lower one, the glass top doesn't fit. So I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit to get it to fit. I think it'll still work well, but that definitely was an unintended oversight on my part. You can see where the water comes in on the top of the top 80-gallon, two inputs. These have the coral box pumps with controllers. It's basically just a J-bow. They're great so far. Lots of different functions, easy to work with. All the lights are, I think it's called Watt Shine. They're 180 watt black box LEDs. I get them on eBay. They're all blue and white bulbs. There's no green or red or anything. I take out all the lenses so I get a nice even spread, and then to keep it even more even, I've got obviously a lot of them. So there's going to be 12 lights total on this system, 4 per tank. That's the Azuri that all of a sudden the dominoes didn't tolerate anymore, so he should heal up pretty well in here. Then on the back side, got the sump out in the open. I used thinner glass on the baffles in this one, just from Lowe, so it's only 1/8 of an inch thick, but so far so good. Good thing is if I do have any problems, I can get to the sump. I can completely swap it out if I ever needed to. 75 has its drain coming down there, and then the 80 gallons come out through there, over to here into their filter sock. The 75 will have its own filter sock soon. Fortunately, the way the skimmer was set up on the old system, it still works for this one, and it reaches just past where the filter sock holder is going to go. So that was a happy coincidence. The 75 is on a separate return pump because I want to be able to turn that off and keep the other tanks running while I do a water change. I'm going to drain out the 75 from now on. The main return pump is also from reefbreeders.com. It's the J-bow or J-bow equivalent. That's the 15,000 liter per hour pump, and that's going into this manifold here. So far I've got 6 or 7 outputs depending on how you count it. That last one could be an output or it could be connected to additional outputs, like a second mini manifold if I really needed it. Those two there that are adjusted go up to the top 80, and the only other one I'm using so far is this one for the skimmer. Goes around there. I plan on adding an algae scrubber, as well as meaty reactors, and also another tank, probably like a 29-gallon at least, maybe a couple of them, so that I can have a tank for Banggai cardinals to breed, or for the clownfish to get their own space if they need it, whatever I end up needing to do. Here's the controller for that main return pump. It's nice being able to cut it down if I don't need all that flow, but being able to turn it up when I do get more tanks going and more equipment running off of that same manifold. And then with access to the back side here, I can see everything I need to. I can access everything really easily, get in and out of the sump, swap out filter socks. The heaters are going to go in the sump. I just had them all spread out when I was doing my big swap. So there's still one in each tank, but I'll get them all on this controller and get them out of the displays. And then also behind the tanks I've got my little frag prep station where I'll be able to bring over frags and get them cut and glued and all that. And then right here is just a trash can with some extra live rock I had from the old system. I'm not sure what all I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to salvage what I can out of it and get it spread out through this system. So there's still a lot of improvements to be made, but it's come a long, long way, and it's already much, much easier to deal with than the old system that had the 40 breeder on top and 4 10 gallons in the middle row and a sump that wasn't as accessible. It's a big, big difference. And then right here is just a chair to sit and enjoy it all. I've already fallen asleep a few nights to this.